Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. Oh my gosh, we're on episode 6 of season 2 of Attack on Titan. I'm really excited about this for a couple of reasons. One, we're halfway through the season already. How is that even possible? How are we at the halfway point? It doesn't feel right because I feel like we've spent so long on season 1 and we're already halfway through season 2. But this episode is titled Warrior. I have been debating the last couple of episodes. I'm recording this ahead, so I've not seen your comments yet on episodes 3 and 4 and 5, but I've had this crazy theory. And I was questioning last episode about tying the concept of the warrior and the soldier. How are they different? And it is no coincidence to me that episode 4 was titled Soldier, episode 5 was Historia, episode 6 is Warrior. That's not a coincidence. Not in this show. No. Everything is relevant and the points matter. That is Attack on Titan. And my dog is like, hell yeah, it is. but the point is that it seems almost symbolic that Historia, Krista, the girl who's from nobility, that's the illegitimate child, that has the secret knowledge of how all these Titans function, supposedly, according to Pastor Nick, is sandwiched in between soldier and warrior. That's what I want to know. So I know I rambled a long time before the episode started in the last episode, so I have notes to talk about at the end of the episode in the discussion so I can remind myself, but I want to bring up a few quick things before we start this because I have to get them off my chest. I'm really torn between whether or not I think that Reiner and Bertolt are Titans or are not Titans, because I went back and edited episode 5. And while I was editing, I was like, man, I don't know. Because part of me, my gut is saying like, no, Bertolt and Reiner. Bertolt is over there like a friggin' vaudevillain twirling his mustache. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I'm torn because Reiner doesn't seem to know. If he can turn into a Titan, he doesn't know it. Reiner seems oblivious, right? And the reason I say that is because way back in episodes 3, 4, and 5 of season 1, we established with the 104th Regiment that the training group, that they've been conditioned to think that Titans are the end-all be-all evil and that killing them is the only way. And that's been a societal mindset from day one, right? And so it was conflicting for Eren back in episodes, 9 and 10 for him to be like, oh, why? What are you doing back there? Get down. It was conflicting for him because he was becoming a Titan now. So it's like this thing that I've been told to hate from day one, I'm now becoming it. So what do I do with that information? Ymir has been able to become a Titan before she joined the cadets. At least we think she does. Or at least that's my theory. So knowing she was a Titan, she's had to endure all of this knowledge of how society views Titans. And she's like, I'm one of those things. So when she tells Historia in the last episode, when she was like, I was hated and people thought of me as less than human and I wish I'd never been born, it suddenly hits you that like, yeah, Ymir's had to grow up with this mindset her whole life probably, or at least for a long time, for several years. And that's terrifying, right? So, but here's the thing. So part of me still thinks that Reiner Bertolt can become Titans, and we'll talk about that after the episode. But the other part of me becomes a little bit skeptical, at least of Reiner, because there's one line in episode 5 that you could easily gloss over it. You could easily miss it. It's the tiniest little line. But again, grammar matters. Pronouns matter. And so in that line, as soon as, like, when Connie's like, oh my God, I can't believe Ymir's a Titan, Reiner says the line, she knew the secrets of our world, and I didn't even know it. Our world. He could have said she knew the secrets of the world, or of this world, but he chose the pronoun our world. So a part of me is like, Reiner instantly excluded Ymir from the group. He instantly put her in another place. He's like, our world is like Connie and Historia and Bertolt and me. We're all here in this world, not Ymir. And so I get the feeling that Reiner really hates Titans, as most people do, but I have the feeling that he really has a vendetta against them because Ymir apparently ate his friend / brother / whoever that was important to him. So there's that, the guy that saved him. So a part of me in my heart is thinking, well, Reiner can't become a Titan, or at least he doesn't know that he can, because that. But what if it's all a cover? What if the whole our thing is just a cover to make Reiner and Bertolt seem like they're part of the group? We're not Titans. We can't be Titans. We're not part of their world. It's our world. Because I'm sorry, right after that, Bertolt was like, I wonder what her goals are. Like, he's sitting there twisting his mustache. I was like, Bertolt, you're so suspicious. So I don't know. I have comments about the wall, and I have comments about Trost, and about the ED, that when we get to that, we will have it. I have comments, but I have already talked for 5 minutes. I'm not going to talk for 10 minutes like before, but I just think that's suspicious. So I'm really torn. Part of me thinks that Bertolt and Reiner still are the armored and colossal titans, but part of me thinks that they're not. So I'm very torn. But the fact of the matter is, another thing I didn't mention was that it totally didn't even dawn on me about Titans healing in the last episode. There wasn't a lot of Titans healing because most of them were Ymir was biting the napes out of them instantly, and then they couldn't heal. But Ymir having the arm and leg gone and part of her guts, I'm like, well, wait a minute, she can just heal herself. So maybe the ending of the last episode was a big red herring, and we think that Ymir's gonna die, and then suddenly we're reminded, oh yeah, Titans can heal themselves. Duh. So I'm thinking maybe that's the case. I'm hoping, because I don't want Ymir to die yet. I want her to be present in the story because I have so many questions, and I feel like Ymir's... Also, why is Ymir a tiny titan? We'll talk about that after the episode. I've got to remind myself. But, all right, I'm going to get my sip of my tea. Get my tea and spill the tea with episode 6 of Attack on Titan. I am so hyped, y'all. I'm so ready. I can't believe we're halfway through the season. It feels weird. It just feels weird. But I'm so excited, y'all. So let's do this, shall we? Let us start. Episode 6, Warrior. We're going to do that here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this, baby. Holy shit! Pardon my language, pardon my grammar, but oh my god. Best episode of the series, possibly. I'd have to think about that. I say that now. I say that while I'm hyped up on adrenaline and I like can't feel my hands, but you know. Shit. For all those younger audiences watching, I apologize for my language, but I was not ready. I was not ready for this episode. Oh my god. So this is perfect. This ties into my notes. It's great. Ties into my notes perfectly. Okay. I'm gonna be great at predicting Titans from here on in, right? I didn't see Ymir coming as a Titan, honestly. I didn't see her coming as a Titan. I had predicted Reiner and Bertolt, but I didn't think that they would just come out and say it like it was nothing. They're just like having a picnic, having a normal everyday conversation like, hey Aaron, what's up? How's the weather? This is my friend Bertolt. He's the Colossal Titan. I'm the Armored Titan. Glad to meet you. Like, what? I'm glad. I have to collect myself. I have to. But y'all, this episode, it wasn't just the reveal. It was the preamble to the reveal. It was what I love about this series. What I absolutely love is 2 things so far. 1, Isayama, my dude, just it was like, you know, an author could have had this whole season speculating about Bertolt and Reiner, and Isayama's like, I'm just gonna have him come out and say it. Like, what? I love the twists in expectations that we think something's gonna go some way in this season. Even when you figure it out, it happens in a way that you don't expect. So even though I guess I figured out Reiner and Bertolt were those 2 Titans, I was still like, how's it gonna come out? Ooh, it just drops like a bomb. Holy crap. And then the other thing is Isayama, masterful at building something up and laying little tiny foreshadowing breadcrumbs that you don't even know is foreshadowing. You can't even, you know, sometimes when you watch a show and you're like, man, that seems ominous. That seems like it's foreshadowing. But it doesn't hit. Y'all, I love you. Every single one of you. You know why? Because back in episode 17, I was like, Reiner can become a Titan. Reiner can become a Titan. It was that steam. And none of you lied to me. None of you lied. You're all like, oh, that's not steam. That's just where he hit the hand. That's just her healing her hand. None of you lied. But you all had the best poker faces on the internet because you all kept that shit tight. You didn't reveal anything. And then going back to that whole thing with Annie and carving the message in the hand with the sword. Genius. Genius. We've got to watch this episode again. I want to watch this episode again and talk with y'all about it because holy crap, this is going to be a long reaction probably because I have things to say. So what I was going to say in the start of this episode here was that the Weird Pianist and Christopher Peterson and some others, many others in the YouTube comments, those are the two that I just noted in my notes, had commented about the wall. And the wall being made up of titans. And if that's the case, there are a lot of titans that are made up inside the wall. Because as one of them pointed out, the wall is over 3,000 kilometers in length. 3,000 kilometers. That's like, what, 5,000 miles? That's insanity. That's so much wall. And as a lot of you commented, if the titans are inside the wall, they're not just in it. It's like extending into the ground. And they're all like dormant, like just in a stasis, like a sleep mode. Put the computer in sleep mode. It's still there. It's still on. It's just resting. But if they get exposed to sunlight, then they're all going to wake up. So I've been wondering this entire season so far, as we've been getting more and more about the titans, different things. It's no coincidence that in between soldier and warrior is Historia. No coincidence. Like, there's something there. There's something there we don't know about. And I want to know more. So, obviously, the church cult has ideas of what's going on, too. So, I'm interested in knowing, too, what's happening. But, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. So, here's the thing, too. Here's what's happening that I'm so fascinated by. And that's the idea that if these are, in fact, all titans within the wall, just, taking up space and doing what they gotta do. If these are all titans just making a wall around this world, why? Because Bertolt and Reiner seem like they want to liberate everything, but as a lot of you have pointed out, and I've noticed this too, they didn't destroy the walls, they've been destroying the gates. So here was my conspiracy theory before watching this episode. Now I'm not so sure about it. But my conspiracy theory was, what if the royal family or the government know about the existence of Reiner and Bertolt and Annie and know about their existence? And my theory was that they had hired them to let the Titans in, to Trost and through these gates in an attempt to destroy the reconnaissance, the Survey Corps. Because we've established in No Regrets that there's this whole anti-Survey Corps league or faction of political or individuals. And so my crackpot theory was, before watching this episode, that the government or the royal family or the military, whoever was wanting Erwin's group gone, whoever wanted Erwin's group gone had hired Annie and supposedly Bertolt and Reiner to come in, destroy the gates, let Titans come in, wipe out the Survey Corps, or at least get enough fear installed. That was my main thing. They didn't want to just wipe out the Survey Corps, but they wanted to get enough fear installed in the population that they would go along with the church cult and say, yeah, these gates are a bad idea. They're just letting Titans in. We should just seal them all up and just stop it there, right? So that was my thought, was that, okay, the wall cult and these military people are trying to get the Titans to create enough fear that they'll seal up the walls for good. And then the Survey Corps will no longer be necessary. That was my theory. But now, watching this episode, it almost seems like Bertolt and Reiner are not with the military or the royal family or anything. They are literally with the Titans, whatever that might entail, and their whole goal is to destroy humanity. So they're not humans. What, are Titans just people that can become Titans? Is that just that become the creatures we know as Titans? Where does Ymir fit into all this? Is Ymir different? So, here's an idea. So Ymir, back in Ilse's notebook, the one Titan said, "Are you a person of Ymir?" So Ymir can become like the putty Titans. Ymir doesn't have the skeletal, muscular bodies like Bertolt and Reiner and Annie do. She just looks like a putty Titan. So I wondered if maybe the putty Titans, if they're like a subsect of Titandom, if they all kind of revered Ymir as one of them. It's not that they revered her, but they were like, she was like, the Ymir family were a group of people that could become Titans that were like a subsect or whatever, and they revered them, like almost like Titan royalty. And that's where this comes from. Ooh, But Bertolt and Reiner seem surprised that Ymir could become a Titan, so they clearly didn't know. But that brings back the whole thing of her killing the friend. So now I'm curious, because Reiner said we were just kids back then. Yeah, these guys are only 17 years old, and they joined the Survey Corps, they joined the training regiment when they were 14. And if they could become a Titan before then, when they were just little kids, what is going on? What is happening? Why are these children being turned into Titans and being told to destroy humanity? How does that work? And so, okay, the whole soldier and warrior thing makes so much more sense now. Because Reiner saved Connie. And Reiner, it seems like Reiner's memory is spotty. Like Reiner has almost like an inhibitor that's like preventing him from remembering things, or he's intentionally blocking things out. And multiple things are bringing back the reality that he is the armored Titan. So is it like, has his memory been altered? The hell? But it makes sense that in that moment he saved Connie and he got bit by the Titan. Bertolt said that Reiner was no longer, he wasn't acting like a warrior anymore. He was acting like a soldier. And that's these Titans are the warriors and the soldiers are humanity. So there's a difference. The warrior sounds so much more majestic and regal and powerful than just a soldier, right? So that's the thing. Oh my God. Maybe my ship of Annie and Reiner isn't so cracked up. Maybe it's not a bad ship. Because now it all makes sense. Reiner targeting Annie, if they were all in cahoots with her. Someone else pointed out, and I'm sorry if I don't have your name on here, but someone else pointed out that Annie had to have been working with someone, and I had taken that into account. But my thought was, with Annie, I thought, okay, maybe it's like a parallel to Eren, because we know Grisha has secret knowledge that he's not passing on to Eren yet. He's kept it locked in the basement for whatever reason. But we know that Annie did talk with her father, and her father shared knowledge with her. So the question is, I originally thought that Annie just was using the knowledge she'd gained from her father, paralleling what Eren didn't gain from his father, and that's how she'd been infiltrating. But apparently she's been working with Reiner and Bertolt. Pulled the wool over my eyes because they didn't interact with her, but that's all intentional. They didn't want to seem like they were all interacting with her. Oh my God. And the whole thing with Reiner getting close to Armin. Oh my God. That whole scene. I was just floored. This whole episode has blown my mind. I can't tell you all how much it's blown my mind. My question in all of this, where is Erwin? Right? Where is Erwin? Where is Jean? Those two have been mysteriously absent throughout most of this season. We saw Erwin back in episode 1. We saw Jean in a flashback in the last episode, and that's been pretty much it. And then, Bertolt and Reiner, they weren't in the OP. They were in the OP, just not how you thought. I feel so freaking excited about this. I usually don't get theories right in these shows. And I'm just going to be a Titan detector. No, not at all. I couldn't detect Ymir at all, so I've clearly failed in that regard. But, oh my God. So, warrior. Damn. I'm glad Ymir is not dead, for the record. Glad she's not dead. Because I feel like there's still so much to gain with Ymir. Bertolt just grabbing her out of the air was terrifying. I hope she didn't crack another rib, but she was starting to heal, so she'll probably be okay. I need to know the backstory about Reiner and Bertolt and Ymir, because they realized that she was the Titan from back then. But now it seems like Reiner and Bertolt are unreliable narrators. Right? They are unreliable narrators. Because now, looking back at episode 3, that bullshit story that Bertolt gave Eren and them, it's not true. That's not true. And then Reiner and them saying they wanted to go back to their hometown. That their whole goal was to go back home. Home was not what I thought it was. No, sir. This episode, God, the animation, the tension, everything, I need to go back through it. But so they're unreliable narrators. So the flashback with the friend, I'm so curious now. Did they know my question is, were they all becoming Titans and she transformed first and then tried to eat the friend? They were like, and then they were told what to do? Is that... He says he's nearly died twice. But that's unreliable too, because he wasn't really killed by Annie or being harmed by her. So Bertolt and Reiner are the least likely I thought would be unreliable narrators, but damn. Okay. And then, oh my God, the symbolism of this moment, because I was like, Reiner put on this show about... But here's the thing. I talked in the opening about him saying she learned the secrets of our world. So are the Titans split into two factions where there are the Titans that look like Annie, Reiner, and Bertolt? They're like the muscular Titans, the warriors. And are there the putty Titans? And Ymir's a putty Titan? So is that what he's meaning by she learned the secrets of our world? I thought he was talking about humanity, but he may not have been. He may have been talking about the Titan world. Ha! Ha! And someone else pointed out too that all the Titans in the walls look like Annie and Reiner. They have like the skeletal face. So the question then becomes like, did humanity somehow enslave the Titans and make them all line up and make the wall? How did they do that? Did the Titans volunteer to do it? Why would they do that? The wall is probably the most fascinating item in this entire show because I want to know about it, and we haven't gotten that far yet. So I just, it's so crazy. But the idea, God, this episode just, it's blown my mind. But the symbolism of Aaron reaching down his hand, and we get that shot where he says to grab on, and Reiner accepts it. And it's just like, in that moment, you're like, these two, they could become Titans. Him accepting the hand from Aaron, it's so symbolic and insane. And Aaron doesn't even realize it. I feel for Krista. I feel for Historia. Because she's trying to convince Hanji that Ymir is a good person. And I like that Krista doesn't try to cover for her. Krista's like, I know what she's done is unforgivable up until this point. Like, she's killed people. She should have told us things. She hid knowledge that was really important for humanity. But she put her life on the line for her comrades without any regard to her own life. So, and I love that the juxtaposition of that is showing the Titan body disintegrating and the jacket of the scout soldier. Like, them juxtaposed together. So Ymir's kind of in this weird hybrid, right? Ymir's kind of in this weird hybrid ground, kind of like Aaron, where Ymir and Aaron are both fighting for humanity, but they can become Titans. Right? And that's kind of crazy. I never thought that Ymir would be in that boat. So I'm glad that she's still alive, because I kind of want Ymir and Aaron to have a conversation and talk about this. And I want Ymir to tell Aaron what she knows. So... And yeah, what Krista says is right. She did everything to protect herself because, again, you've had 3 years of training where they basically told you, if you're a Titan, we're going to kill you. So, of course, she wouldn't say anything. But I like Krista's resolve in that Ymir is an ally of humanity. And Hanji just takes it very, very face value, just cold, stoically, like you could see the wheels turning in Hanji's head. And I do disagree with Krista when Krista says that Ymir is simple. I don't know if I agree with that because Ymir seems pretty calculating, but in the same token, Ymir does become the putty Titan, so maybe she is simpler. Maybe. But I like that Hanji doesn't dismiss Krista. Hanji just says, we want to build a relationship. Her judgment aside, the information she holds is a treasure for humanity. So I like that Hanji's like, yeah, no, she's important. We're not going to kill her. We need to interrogate her first and figure everything out. But yeah. And Hanji, oh my God, I agree. The world is becoming more of a confusing mess with each passing day. Like, it was so on the nose. You might as well have had Mikasa and Hanji look straight into the camera and been like, things are going to get more complicated. Like, that's how it felt. And yeah. So, oh my God, you guys, this episode. They keep flashing back to the tattered flags. The 3 tattered flags. And I don't know if that's a representation of Reiner, Bertolt, and Ymir, or if it's a representation of Annie, Reiner, and Bertolt, or if it's a representation of Aaron, Reiner, Bertolt. Like, what is... But they keep circling back to the 3 torn flags. And so Historia Reese. They don't say that she's royalty. They just say she's from a noble family. Okay. That's fair enough. I kind of like that more than if she was the princess. I like that more. I think that's better that she's not royalty, but she's still part of the upper echelon of society. I like that. And I like that Hanji is instantly like, nice to meet you. Like, as you are, you know. That's kind of cool that Krista gets that. And we can see the steam, even though it's raining, we can see the steam rising off of Ymir's body. So it's showing that her wounds are slowly starting to heal. God, though. Oh, my God. And they're going to take her back to Trost. So I wonder if Erwin and them are at Trost, where they're at. They left him with these two no-names, so hopefully that's okay. And yeah, the tattered flags. And it's red flags! Oh my God, they were red flags this whole time! The whole time! The whole episode, it was just red flag after red flag. We should have seen it coming. But okay, there's a part at this where Reiner goes crazy. Like, he just... Again, I'm like, has his memories been suppressed? Has he been just, like, holding himself back? Because this whole episode is all about reflections. There are reflections of Reiner and Eren and Bertolt in the water. And that's so cool. The idea of it reflecting back on them. Like, who they really are. What does their reflection show? And the reflection shows they're human, so it's kind of, him saying it hurts. And then Bertolt looking down the wall. And it's like, he's really conflicted because he says a Titan nearly gnawed off my arm and it was pathetic. Well, yeah, if you can become a Titan, it would be pathetic if another Titan had attacked you. And Eren's like, what the hell? I love Eren's expressions in this episode. Eren's just like, what the hell's wrong with these people? They saw some shit. And I like that he helps Armin up. That's really nice. Even someone as strong as you gets this way sometimes. Like, it's okay to show weakness. Like, and again, when Reiner starts freaking out, we see the red flag in the background, like, red flag. And Bertolt's like looking over him like, what we doing? I feel like Bertolt is there to keep him in check, to keep Reiner in check. I've joked that Bertolt has no personality, and he really doesn't, but that's because he's just there to ease Reiner. Know why y'all ship him now. But yeah, it's like, this is the second time for me. Tell him, Armin. And then, yeah, and then he was trying to... And see, here's the thing, Reiner going back. That's why I suspect that Reiner's been trying to convince everybody that they're on their side the whole time. Because he's like, remember, Armin? Remember when Annie attacked me? Like, it's embarrassing, right? Which goes back to the whole thing with Ymir and the food. Reiner knew she was a Titan then. And the way she looked at him. Oh, God, the show. Okay. So yeah, Reiner knew from the start. That whole episode, he knew that she could become a Titan. He knew. Because he saw that she could read their language. And he's been trying to pass himself off as human, entirely human. And when he noticed that she could read the other language, he was like, only Titans can read this language. Which begs the question, why was all that stuff there in the tower? Did the people that... So, there's a whole other sect, another race of creatures that look like humans, but can become Titans, right? Right? Am I right? Don't spoil me. I'll find out eventually. But I'm thinking that there's a whole other race of humanity, or there's humanity and a whole other race of... and a whole other species of being that look like humanity, but can become Titans, and they have their own language. And they're probably trained from an early age to turn into Titans. So, Eren being a part of that group, how did does that mean Grisha and Carlo were part of that group too? How did they get him in? Oh, more questions. Not enough answers. But yeah, and it's so insane knowing this whole time that Armin and them had this plan for if Reiner and them started to act suspicious to just go along with it. Knowing this whole time rewatching this episode, it's like Armin's like, shit, okay. And it makes so much sense why Mikasa looks so freaked out when Eren's called over to talk to them in private. Mikasa's like, oh my God, is this about to go down? And then, yeah, Reiner's saying, at this rate, I'll be dead before I know it. So it's all an act. Right? I picked this path on my own, but being a soldier is rough. So when he says he picked this path on his own, like, he's just lamenting the fact that he chose to be a soldier, and basically being a soldier is rough. Putting on this act is rough, right? And that explains why he got mad at Bertolt, because Bertolt kind of called him out last episode and was saying, well, or back in episode 4, he was like, oh, well, you're not acting like a warrior right now. You're not acting like you're supposed to be. You're getting too sentimental. You're getting too soft and bonding too much with humanity. And in that moment, it's like a soldier spirit breaks down before their body. Their spirit breaks down before their body. So, oh God, that's so good, because he's just suggesting that that this whole experience is breaking down his spirit. And Bertolt, suspicious. Look at him. Just look at him. Until we plug up this wall, there's no time to waste whining about it. Again, red flags everywhere. And Aaron's like, yeah. And then this is the moment. You two have been driven far enough away from your hometown. I'm thinking, this is where we gotta draw the line. And that's the moment that Reiner, I'm trying to look at it in the reflection, that Reiner freaks out. And Bertolt's like, you shouldn't have said the trigger word, Aaron. Hometown's the trigger word. And he's like, he's right, Reiner. Like, the most emotion that Bertolt has shown this entire episode. And he's like, our hometown, let's return. Oh my God. And he's like, isn't it time to go back? Compared to all the trouble we've been through, what's left to do is nothing. And they're both, oh my God. I'm like, these Titans are a little crazy. They're a little crazy. Which checks for Aaron. Aaron's a little crazy too, so it checks out. But oh my God, like, we're so close. It's just a few steps till the end. And they're like, huh? And oh my God, the symbolism of Bertolt and Reiner standing there. There's 2 red flags right above them. 2 tattered red flags. And Armin and Aaron are looking at them, and it's like, that was your sign. And I'm sorry, but they help Connie back up. And they're Reimengar's armbit and Ymira's, as you can see. Yeah. This is just the use of reflections and who people really are, and the unreliable narrators, and Reiner and Bertolt like having this crazy epiphany, like, what the hell? So yeah, a squad to investigate your village. So Hanji, yeah, of course, is gonna want to investigate the village with Moblet, to figure out what the heck is going on. So they're like, we gotta fix the wall. Oh my God. And then yeah, you were expecting, but there's no Titans nearby because of Reiner and Bertolt being there, right? And then Hannes shows back up. Ah man, it's all starting to tie together here, because again, during Trost, Reiner and Bertolt were nowhere to be seen until, because what I was going to talk about, and if you look at the scene where they're all on the wall getting Hannes up, Reiner and Bertolt are looking at each other in the back, looking super suspicious. Not at all normal. And the idea of normalcy is talked, which Aaron's like, normal, huh? Which is an interesting concept in itself, especially with Reiner and Bertolt getting revealed here. Oh my God. But so somebody was pointing out that back during the Titans were only destroying the gates. I still don't know why that's the case. I'm not exactly sure, unless Bertolt and Reiner know that the walls are full of Titans, and they're like, we don't want to destroy one of our own kind on accident, so we don't want to do that. But then they've been killing Titans, and not, I guess that's been part of it, but I have so many questions. Like, why did they take Aaron? Were they trying to get on Aaron's side? Did they know Aaron could become a Titan even before Trost? Were they suspicious of it? And because Armin was with him, they couldn't, confront him? Is that the case? Because Armin and Aaron walked with Bertolt and Reiner when they went on that walk. And I wonder if it had just been Aaron instead of, Armin. Have they known that Aaron could become a Titan this whole time? Have they known? Or, because we established, Armin's figured out that the plan didn't go as it was supposed to during Trost. The plan didn't go as it was supposed to. That the Colossal Titan showed up back in 845, and then the Armor Titan backed him up and destroyed the gates. And all that happened. And then during Trost, the Colossal Titan, Bertolt, showed up and destroyed the gate like he was supposed to, apparently. But Reiner never transformed, because I think that when Eren transformed, it threw the whole game off. Because suddenly Reiner and Annie and Bertolt were like, wait, why is he becoming a Titan? We didn't know about this. He's not one of us. What's happening? And so that threw the whole thing off, because they wanted to see what was going to happen next. So it all makes sense why Erwin's been suspicious this whole time. Damn, Erwin, I'm going to give props to Erwin. I was questioning him back in the first part of this season. I was like, why do you have Connor and Ryan not have ODM gear on? They're not Titans. And then as the season's gone on, I was like, what if they were Titans? And now I'm like, no, damn, they were Titans. So the good news out of all of this is that even if Reiner and Bertolt manage to get out of the bodies, they don't have their ODM gear, so they can't run away. They can't zoom off, right? Unless they steal somebody else's gear. So at least there's that. So kudos to Erwin for thinking one step ahead, for trying to, I haven't given him enough credit this season. I don't know where he's at or where Jean's at, but I guess we'll find out. I'm sure there's some big reveal with that, or not. Who knows? But yeah, the idea that there was no hole in the wall. So the question is, why? Why all of this? Are the Titans was the whole point of the Titans trying to lure the Survey Corps to this convenient location to wipe them out? Was that the point? Were they trying to lure Eren over there so that he'd go with them? Again, as soon as Hannes says there's no hole in the wall, there's a damn red flag. Again, as saying, like, put two and two together that something's not right. And Hanji realizes that something's not right too. So then, yeah, if there's no hole in the wall, then we'll just pack it back to Trost. And then, oh my God, they all start walking away. And then Hannes says, whatever you do, don't let your guard down. Like, he knows what's going on too. Like, they're all in on it. Like, be careful. I'm glad Hannes got out of there, though, because I was worried that Hannes would be, killed in all this. So I'm glad he got out of there right now. I'm like, kudos. Maybe he's safe. And yeah, nothing's wrong with the wall. And Armin's trying to figure it out and big brain it. There's been nothing like this in 5 years. Why is it all happening now? Yeah, that's my big question. Why now? Why is the timeline so important that this all happened now within 5 years? Like, what's the point? And we'll talk about this, but we're getting back to the part where we get the thing. Where, yeah, Reiner is like, oh, do you have a minute? We need to talk to you. Nothing suspicious. And then when Mikasa turns back, and then it just comes out of nowhere. 5 years ago, we demolished the wall and began our attack on humanity. And then it's like nobody acts like anything's going on. And then Hanji's like, what if there's a Titan that dug a hole underneath the wall? But we've established that can't happen. So, and Mobut's like, I don't know. It's like the hole would be hard to find. Yep. And then, oh my God, the big giant red flag waving towards Reiner and Armin, and everybody else is walking away from it. And then Reiner just coming out saying, I'm the Armor Titan and he's the Colossal Titan. Like it's no big deal. Like it's just the simplest thing in the world to say. Right now we need to focus on getting Ymir back safely. Yep. And then Armin's still trying to piece stuff together with Connie. And then even with horses, we have to worry about the Titans. And then Mikasa, what are you talking about? And then Bertolt being like, why are you telling him, Reiner? Our primary goal was to ensure all of humanity was wiped out. Oh, but now there's no need for that. So why is there no need for that? Our primary goal was to ensure all of humanity was wiped out, but now there's no need. Why is there no need? What's happened? What's changed the game? I don't understand. And then Mikasa lingered just long enough. And they're like, Eren, if you agree to come with us, we won't have to destroy any more of the walls. So why is Eren special? Understand? And he's like, I don't understand at all. I'm saying, why don't you just come with us? And Bertolt's like, you're revealing way too much, friend. You're revealing way too much. This could go horribly wrong. Okay, I was too freaked out to even notice the intermission card. So it says they're easily transported and assemble and are built in such a way as to capacitate emergency tactical deployment. Okay, so it's the little elevators. That's cute. That's cool. I was too freaked out to even think about that. Yeah. And the rain and everything. I know this is sudden, but we need to go now. And then, yeah, I love the reflections. Yeah, Aaron getting reflected in the water. He's like, right now, where will you take me? And it's reflecting. He's like, he's trying to get them to say stuff. And Reiner says, I can't say that yet. But it's something like our hometown. Oh, so what will it be, Aaron? Oh my God. It's not a bad deal, right? You can avert the crisis. Yeah, trying to play on his guilt and like, and Aaron, you know, we've established he is compassionate, and it's like, you can avert this crisis if you just come with us. It's, but to where? Where, to what hometown? And then, yeah, Mikasa's like, shit, she overheard it. And she's like, it's about to go down. And then, yeah, Aaron's like, let me think for a second. What the hell? Yeah, I love Aaron's like, I thought I had enough to think about yesterday. And then we get this big reveal. I can't believe that we flashback. The flashback to them being that there's two people from the same area as her. And it was Reiner and Bertolt. And see, here's the thing. We were never told in season 1 where Annie was from. It was never revealed. Because old Keith never asked her where she was from. Because she looked like the one that had seen shit. So they didn't ask her. So, yeah. And Reiner and Bertolt told Aaron where they were from. But that could have been all a lie. I wondered back in season 1, I thought that the misinformation was just Erwin's way of protecting Aaron just in case there was a traitor. And turns out it was. They gave Reiner and Bertolt the false information of where Aaron was. Which is why it's so crazy when it was brought up in the episode, back in episode 17, I didn't think two things about it because it was like, oh, well, that's just the whole squad's plan to keep everybody safe. And Armin and Reiner and John just figured it out. But it was deliberate so that Reiner wouldn't know. And they originally put Aaron in Reiner's directions in the right flank, and that's where Annie went. Oh my God. Like that point, just, oh my God. I can't. Yeah. To hear from you how these three interacted during training. And here's the thing. Bertolt was really just like a nice, calm, quiet person. And then, yeah, they didn't seem close to Annie, but Reiner like tried to jab at Annie. So it's weird because Annie and Reiner and Bertolt haven't seemed to really mesh at all or be around each other. So I'm wondering if Annie crying back in episode 22 was her realizing she'd failed her mission. She'd failed as a warrior and was going to get punished or reprimanded for it. So my big question, though, is going back to this. Why has the game changed? Why does Reiner and Bertolt not see the need to destroy humanity now? Because they have Aaron. What's the deal with that? He's not devious enough to deceive all of us. Yeah, about that. God. And it seems like with Annie and with Reiner and with Bertolt, they all have very calm, cool, collected presences until it just boils over and then they just snap. And Reiner just snapped. He was like, nope. And he's going to do that here in a minute. I'm at the point where they're talking about Reiner saving Aaron. I can't believe that whole part. Again, y'all are amazing. Y'all deserve medals, Oscars, something for not spoiling me. But damn it, yes. I'm so excited. God, yeah. And Armin, his expression when he figures it all out, when it all comes together, where the hell is Aaron? And Armin realizes what's going on. That he left the message in Annie's hand for them to go, and she took off towards Aaron's position. Show. Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah, where they're going to, what's their hometown. So they were sent on this mission to destroy humanity for the last 3 years to join the Survey Corps and destroy humanity by opening the gates and all this stuff. And it would make sense they would have access to the gates and be an easy contact if they were in the Survey Corps, because they'd constantly be by the gates. Or even if they didn't make it into the Survey Corps or the military police, they can make it. Oh my God. So now the whole thing about Bertolt and Annie wanting to be in the military police is insane. Because what if they'd both gone to the military police and could turn into Titans? They could have wiped the whole place out. Oh, this whole episode has made things. It's gave answers and now a dozen more questions, because it's like, holy shit. And now, God, and knowing all of this going into this episode, that from the moment they left that tower at the end of episode 4, at the end of episode 3, this has all been in motion. I love when this show does this. And yeah, the animation in this scene particularly, like the line work of Aaron grabbing Reiner's shoulders. He's like, you're just tired, aren't you? Right, Bertolt? You've been through so much, it's making you crazy. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. And so, see, Bertolt's like, oh, okay, we're going to play this off. But then, Aaron, you just had to keep going. He's like, if you're really the Armored Titan that wants to destroy humanity, why would you be asking me this in the first place? Do you think I would just say, sure, let's go? Aaron just had to throw that in. He just had to throw that in because that's who Aaron is. He's like, I wasn't joking when I said I was going to kill all the Titans and protect humanity. I wasn't joking when I said that. So why'd you think I was just going to come along with you? And that's the line that Bertolt's like, excuse me? And Reiner's face, or Reiner saying that, and Bertolt's like, shit, you ought not have done that. Oh, I can't wait to read this in the manga. I cannot wait to see all this scene in the manga. And then, yeah, the sun comes out. And he said, and Reiner's words, oh, right, that's right. What the hell was I thinking? And you know what? When you look at Bertolt's face now, it looks like the Colossal Titan. It really does. The eyes and everything. Oh my God. He's like, have I really gone crazy? And Aaron's like, let's go. And and I love, okay, the ripple of the wind in the water and the flag, it kind of looks like the scars that were over Ymir's eyes. It looks like the tissue and stuff over Ymir's eyes in that moment, which you just had these 3 Titans talking. God. And then the red flag goes out and it's like, it's done. And the world, I love that the world going sideways. It's like Aaron realizes at that moment that the air has changed. It's that same vibe of that moment back in Shiganshina when the Colossal Titan appears. It's the same vibe. Oh my God. And the sunlight coming out. Anytime the sun comes out in the show, I'm going to be terrified. And Mikasa's been on guard the entire time. Like, just waiting, being like, yep, nope, it's about to go down. And he's like, that's it. Oh, and that, I've been here too long for my own good. That line work is awesome. I love it. I love it in the show. It's been 3 long years surrounded by nothing but idiots. Oh, we were just kids. We didn't know anything. Because it's like, if only I never knew that there were people like this. And Bertolt looks really concerned in that moment. I wouldn't have become such a half-assed piece of shit. Oh, and Aaron's looking at the arm. It's too late now. I don't know what's right anymore. But the only choice for me now is to face the consequences of my actions. And as a warrior, fulfill my duty to the bitter end. So, okay. So, this is establishing a lot of things, apparently. So, they joined the 104th when they were 14. So, Reiner and Bertolt have been able to become that big-ass Colossal Titan since he was 14. What? Excuse me? I'm so, so the question is, wherever Reiner and Bertolt are from, if they've always been able to become Titans since an early age, as like a rite of passage maybe in their society, whatever their race is called, if they are in fact called Titans, if they as a young age can become Titans, they chose to become warriors, perhaps. It kind of is reminding me of Doctor Who in a little way, because in Doctor Who, when you're a certain age, in the show of Doctor Who, the people of Gallifrey in Doctor Who, when they become 8 years old, they get the choice of whether or not to go to school and become Time Lords. And if they could become Time Lords, they go through this, like, they have to look into the time vortex, and either they run away, they get so scared and run, or they find a sense of purpose, or they go mad. But they have to look into that time vortex and have that time energy, like, imbued in them. It's more complicated than that, but this is the basic, the 101 view. And so then they can become Time Lords. So I wonder if it's like with the Titans, it's something similar, that when they become a certain age, they have the option of becoming like a warrior, like these giant Titans. And if they choose to do so, then they have to do whatever the Titans tell them to do. Maybe the Beast Titan's in charge. I don't know. Maybe the Beast Titan is a teacher and that's why he's in charge of all the Putty Titans. I don't know. But it seems like Reiner, he chose to become this Titan, and his duty was to destroy humanity. And he feels like he's failed in that because he's become soft and he's had to deal with all these people in humanity, and he's not getting the job done. He's just so frustrated with it that he's like, I'm a warrior and I'm going to fulfill my duty to the bitter end. And damn! And Aaron's like, welp! This is about to go down. And then I love that Bertolt's like, are we doing it now? Right here? Like, Bertolt's like, is this really happening? Is this real life? And he's like, I need to know. And then Reiner's like, yeah, we're going to settle this right here, right now. I don't know what we're settling. And then Mikasa's like, hell nah. And she slices his arm off. And goes after and slices Bertolt in the neck. And she's like, we got to take him out first. And she's like about to... She's like, it tells Aaron to run, and then Reiner knocks her out. God! Ah! And then Bertolt, like, grabbing his neck because she sliced his neck. Oh my God, and that whole thing. He's got the blade in his hand, Reiner does, and his hand's chopped off, and Armin's like, get the hell out of there. Oh, and then it all... comes crashing down. I am amazed that they transformed on top of the tower, on top of the wall, and then, yeah, the rib cage. So it's like the Nightmare Fuel Titan, the rib cage coming across the wall. Oh my God. Oh, and that scream and everything, and Bertolt and Reiner grabs him. Oh my God. Yep. And see, here's the thing. Bertolt is like Nightmare Fuel Titan. He's not fully formed, but he's on top of the wall. And he's just big enough that he's, can go and grab Ymir. Shit. Because he's like, we're taking you with us. But if he's formed on the wall, then how's he getting out? How's he getting off the wall? And then, yeah, Reiner smashing the wall, not seeming to care so much. Smashing down it. And then, yeah, I love this moment of Aaron. Aaron, like, this moment here is probably one of my favorite Aaron moments out of the whole show so far. It's one of my favorites for a couple of big reasons. One, Aaron crying. And it's not like, it's Aaron showing emotion because Reiner and Bertolt were his friends. And it's going back. It's what I was waiting for, and what I thought was going through his head processing with Annie was he's like, Annie was my friend. I can't believe she's a Titan. Why would she do this? We were friends. We knew each other for 3 years. And he's thinking the same thing with Reiner and Bertolt, like remembering them going to that damn lake. And he's like, I'm going to return to the hometown we lost. That's all I care about now. So the question is, I'm going to get back to Aaron. Don't worry. I'm getting like sidetracked because there's so much going on. But there's that look that Reiner's like, he wants to go back to his hometown. My question is, how the hell did humanity enslave the Titans? Especially to make the wall and shit. So I'm assuming that Reiner's saying he wants to take back this land from humanity because that's his home. How old is Reiner really? Is he really only 17? And then Aaron remembering all those times with them, helping them. But saying, nah. He's like, Bertolt and Reiner. He's like, you damn traitors. Yeah, you damn traitors. And then, yeah, breaks out of his grip and turns into the Titan. Yes! Oh my god! Ah! I love this episode so much. Oh man, what a way for the mid-season. Going into the season, I was like, man, only 12 episodes? I wonder what'll happen. Oh my god, I love this. So yeah, the ED. I was trying to talk about in the ED, because I was trying to talk about in the ED that it was all storyboard stuff that the mangaka had created specifically for this. So I don't consider it spoilers, because the mangaka made it and wanted it to be in the ED. So it's almost like the mangaka's like, here's some fun images to think about. Maybe they're connected to something. Which I think they are. I think that this woman rising up out of the water was someone that turned into a Titan, or became what they call a Titan, and humanity freaked out, because humanity freaking out at the unknown? No. It's not like episode 10 showed us exactly that of season 1. But yeah, so it looks like that humanity freaked out because there were beings that could turn into these giant Titans. And also, in the second there, you see the little can, right? When it flashes, it's the little tin can, isn't it? I want to try to pause it right when it hits it. Get it right on there. Yeah, it's like the little tin can, and then it says 8:45. So it shows the 3 kids eating, I'm assuming, parts of the person. And then all the Titans coming up from the sea, like, what's up with that? Where is that happening? Why is that happening? What's going on there? And they're running amok in the village and eating people. What's up with that? And yeah, they're going after all the humans. And it shows them eating everybody. Yep. And so then they're all trudging along. But so my question is, though, the people that we see marching in the little line there, are they people that can become Titans and they're the ones that create the wall? I don't know. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like this is the longest I might have talked about anything in this series, but this episode was worth it. I was like, I want to rewatch this episode over and over again. It's so damn good. Y'all, I'm a little bit glad that I've watched ahead, because honestly, I feel like the last couple episodes when I was talking about Reiner and Bertolt being Titans, I feel like everybody in the comment section is going to be like, I feel like you're all going to look at me like, ah, shit, she knows. Oh, ugh. I have so many questions. All the Titan lore. I want to know about Reiner, about Bertolt and Annie. I want backstory. I want flashbacks to when they joined the Survey Corps, to when they joined the cadets. I want to know why. I want answers. I want to know Ymir. Where's Ymir's place in all this? Why did they act like they didn't know Ymir could become a Titan? Where does the story fit into all this? Man, Bertolt wanted to marry Krista. Okay. I mean, he thought that, so he really did want to marry her. I don't know. Reiner and his blondes. Oh, man. Next episode's going to be fun. I'm so excited. It seemed like Reiner was destroying the wall as he was coming down. I'm like, you cared enough to just destroy the gates the last time. What's the deal now? And why? So, and here's the other thing too. I'm gonna end this eventually. But the Beast Titan. When Reiner and Bertolt and Ymir saw the Beast Titan, they were kind of freaked out. Why? If they've been Titans this whole time, why did the Beast Titan freak them out? Because Connie even looked back and was like, oh, you guys are kind of freaked out by him. Why? Unless the Beast Titan's like way higher up in the echelon and they're like, oh shit, he's here. Why is he here? I need to know the Titan side of the story. And I know we're going to get to it, so please don't spoil me. I know we're going to get to it eventually, but I can't wait. This has been one of my favorite episodes. I love this episode so much. And I cannot wait for the next episode either. So, please no spoilers. If you do have a comment, I will note that if you do have a comment that's a spoiler down below, just put, hey Romania, read this comment after season 2 or after season 3 or after season 4. I'm going to start making notes of them so that I can go back to them at some point. So that I can go back and read your comments. So just making a note of that. But please no spoilers. God, this was a good episode. I'm so happy about it. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. Take care. And yeah, I'll be back next week with episode 7 of season 2 of Attack on Titan. Bye.